Oh my god, that was close. The microphones weren't even turned on. Like, I literally turned them on last second. I know mine is on. I don't think yours is working. Let me. Okay, try that. We're ridiculous.
Hello.
Um,
Welcome to Sinister Sinema.
Yeah, this is our 13th day of
Halloween.
Mr. Monkey being here. Percio's here. Thanks. I mean, I assume you're talking to me.
Thanks, Percio. I like my shirt too. See? Look at that. That's OG. This shirt's like 20 years old.
Is it really?
Yes.
Never been dried.
Nope. I don't dry my shirts. Hell, I don't wash them.
That's cool.
The thing is, what are we talking about today first?
Re-Animator.
Re-Animator.
One of the best. One of the best.
The thing is, don't dry your shirts, man. And the colors will last forever. Look at this. Like, you can see it, right? You see the cracks and stuff, but look how bright it's still like.
The ink is cracked.
Yeah, Lyric was like 4
That's
when
crazy.
I got this shirt.
This thing actually used to be really, really dark navy blue, and I've dried it and washed it so many times now it's light blue.
I thought you started hanging up your shit.
I'm just kidding. This is a brand new shirt. I've only had it for a little while. There are a lot of places to get good horror shirts. Fright Rags is one of them.
That stuff's too expensive, man.
They're all the same price.
No, I got the deal right here.
We got Fright Rags is one of the really good ones. It really depends on what you want, because some of the companies do like really huge all over print type things. What's the other one that starts with a C? What's the other one? Starts with a C.
Cunt?
Oh my god. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at this other one. I was going to tell him to...
Yeah, but what's the name of it?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Gore Gear.
That's not it. That's why I didn't say anything.
Oh my god. Well, I would say...
It is. They changed it. It's Gore Gear.
Yeah, that's what I said. Gore Gear. And then...
Look at that.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, but look at the prices.
Yeah, that's good. $15.
$15 a shirt.
Is are they going to ship it to you? Is the problem? There's probably going to be international shipping cost, and could be the problem.
Gore Gear.
Gorgon.
Or you could buy some bitchin' merch from Sinister Sinema.
Link below.
That I worked so hard for, and Doug just didn't give a shit and made me just constantly just...
I was like, draw more, bitch.
He called me bitch. You called me bitch.
I was like, are you not drawing right now? Why aren't you drawing?
Because I was pooping. Take your iPad in the pooper with you.
That's what I was saying.
And I was like, oh my God.
It's like, just draw some.
And then guess what? I got pink eye.
From your Apple Pencil?
From my Apple Pencil. Because I went like this. I was like, oh, my eye itches.
That's rough.
Looking like a newborn baby kitten.
That's rough. So 1985.
Is that when that came out?
1985. Re-Animator. How do you feel about this movie overall?
First off, it's Stuart Gordon's first. It's his directorial debut. This is his first movie. And it is amazing. What's going on?
I don't know. Is everything okay over there?
What's going on over there?
I don't know. So yeah, this is...
Jamie has to poop.
Oh, the marquee's not loading. This thing is Stuart Gordon and Dennis Paoli? I don't know. But they basically collaborated on a lot of stuff before Stuart Gordon died. And
we don't talk about that.
And it was produced by Brian Yazuna. Do you need to refresh it? It's one more over. Sorry, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here, guys. Oh, no. There it is. Okay. So, this thing is a mad scientist, zombie, Frankenstein monster.
They were talking about making a vampire movie, and Stuart Gordon was
Stalker.
like, man, vampire movies been done to death. Let's do one. Let's do a Frankenstein movie.
Is that that's what they wanted to do? Frankenstein movie? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a mad scientist Frankenstein movie. It's got the archetypal evil genius mad scientist. It's got the lovely,
and I think it was
daughter.
Who was the other guy you said? Stuart Gordon and
Brian Yazuna.
No, the other one.
Paoli.
Yeah, I think he's the one.
I don't know how.
He's the one that said, "Hey, have you ever read Herbert West Re-Animator, the story by H.P. Lovecraft?" And he was like, "No, I haven't read that one, but I've read lots of his works." And so he went to the Chicago Library and checked it out, and he was like, "You son of a bitch, I'm in." So that's how that happened.
Yeah, so Dennis wrote a lot of Stuart Gordon's screenplays throughout his career. They were like a good team, and yeah.
Jeffrey Combs, who plays Herbert West, had never even heard of H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, I actually read that, and I was like, that's kind of crazy, because then he became kind of synonymous with Lovecraftian stuff after that.
This was one of his first films, so he got typecast, and that's not a bad thing to be typecast as.
No, I mean, he's very creepy in this movie. I mean, the
man, I got some story. No, keep going.
The very first thing in this movie you see is you're at the University of Zurich, and there's some police and a lady banging on a door, and they're like, is everything okay in there?
It's the same lady, right? From Beyond?
No. She's the nurse later. She's the nurse later in the actual university.
No, I mean the same actress.
Oh,
she's the neighbor, isn't she?
Oh, the neighbor. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
I was thinking of.
You want to star in another crazy movie, lady?
So the main doctor that's going against Barbara Crampton in From Beyond. The nurse that's in Miskatonic University Hospital later on is the one who's like telling him like, you've done your best, you can't save her.
You need to know when to stop.
Yeah, you need to know when to stop. A good doctor knows when to stop.
Dude, that scene...
That, like, sets the whole scene, the whole movie.
Oh, we'll get to that in a second. Keep going what you were saying.
Yeah, so you don't know what's going on. They get the door open, and Jeffrey Combs' character, Herbert West, is in there, and he's
trying to control...
He's, like, bent over someone who looks like they're dying, basically. And... they're like, you killed him, and he's like, no, I didn't kill him, I gave him life.
I gave him life.
And he like starts spewing body parts.
Dude, that effect, his eyes are bulging out.
Yeah.
And then blood, they pop. Dr. Hans Gruber, not the same Gruber from Die Hard.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It's not
he fell out of a building 3 years after.
Die?
That was 3 years after Die Hard.
Oh, okay.
Die Hard came out 3 years after.
Well, anyways, they're both named Hans Gruber. One just happens to be a crazy scientist, and one happens to be a crazy robber.
Intro into Re-Animator theme song, which is amazing. That thing is so well known.
Yeah, it's good music. It's good music on the whole movie. I'm not really sure who did it, but it's good music. You're kind of cut over, and it's a very weird transition, because all of a sudden you're in the U.S. at Miskatonic School, Miskatonic University, which is like a a university that Lovecraft used over and over in his stories. It's kind of, just like Stephen King uses Castle Rock.
Castle Rock.
And so yeah, it's and the dean is pulling Herbert West around and telling him just showing him around the school, and introduces him to Dr. Hill, who is like some like famous prestigious doctor. And right away Herbert West is like, "Nah, dude, you suck. He's just I worked with Hans Gruber, and
he's just such a dick to him. Like,
yeah, he's like straight off, and it's like one of his teachers. And he's like,
and that's where when Doug wasted a pencil. He has numerous pencils, though. He was probably going to break more. That's what he does. That's what he does.
He breaks pencils.
Instead of saying, "You're full of shit," they break a pencil.
Well, he starts. So on the initial meeting, he basically calls him a plagiarist, saying that he stole all of Hans Gruber's work. And then the next scene, they're in a class together. They're like in Dr. Hill's class, and Dr. Hill has invented a laser to do lobotomies, and it's a laser drill is what they call it in the movie. And he's like, I mean, the tension between those two is...
It's just, he gets angry because he says he's incorrect on how long the brain stays alive.
Yeah, he says
after.
2 to 6 minutes. I don't know what that's, what
Mr.
Mr.
Monkey said laser.
Laser. So, laser drill. So, they're like, the animosity between those two is like palpable. Is that right? Cool.
I don't know. I'm Mexican. I didn't bring my
Thesaurus.
My Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, Tyrannosaurus. So they're just like going at each other's throats, like right from the beginning.
You can tell like there's sexual tension
between those two.
I mean, I saw it.
I mean, there is sexual tension between other people in this movie, but I don't know about between those two. I think you interpret a lot of things as sexual tension.
I'm very lonely.
Well, life choices, man. So,
as long as I have my horror DVDs,
you do see the Dan, who's one of the main characters. I mean, he's kind of the protagonist of the movie. Herbert West is, I guess, kind of like an anti-hero. Because he's definitely not... I mean, he is bad, because he's not doing great stuff. But, I think that Dr. Hill would be the real bad guy in the movie. Dr. Hill would be the bad guy, Herbert West would be the crazy guy, and Dan would be the good guy. And... But
then they just wind up all being shitty.
Well, yeah, it gets real weird real quick, because... You see Dan, and he's trying to help this woman who's come into the ER apparently, and these are they're third year. I think it says they're third year students. It's like
scrubs.
It's like scrubs. They're interning, getting ready to go into the real world.
Yeah, that scene when he's doing chest compressions.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit looks so real.
Yeah.
He actually broke 3 of her ribs.
Did he really?
Yes. No, he broke 3 of her ribs.
Yeah.
How could she just lay there? I'd be like...
I don't know. Uh-oh. Percio said fog machine. I hope it's ready to go. Let me turn on the clapper. Is it working? I think it's working. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It's a lot of fun. I forgot to turn it off. Holy shit. I can't even see myself in the camera.
It smells so good.
It's like cotton candy-ish, kind of.
I say that every time it goes off. And I will say it every time.
Oh, man, now we got Wigify right in a row. You want to go first? You want me to go first? I got mine.
Whoa. What's that squishy thing there at the bottom? Oh, yeah.
Sexual tension.
Yes. Yes.
Now we just need the, thank you, Glitter Daddy. Oh, man, I haven't had this one before. This one looks nice.
I don't think I've had.
I don't feel like I've had
Fuck
this one.
yeah. I'm gonna look like fucking one of the Beatles.
Oh, no. Messed up my bangs.
The Beatles.
Messed up my bangs.
The Beatles.
Oh, what did I do to my bangs? Did somebody chop the bangs on this thing? Or is that like a part? I don't know what's happening. Maybe that's supposed to be like a little...
Yeah, this one makes me look...
Dude, that one makes you look pretty good. It makes you look like a Disney villain, I feel like. Oh no, the wig time thing. Oh, there it goes. Wasn't working. We're having problems with our plugins tonight. There we
Damn,
go.
dude, you're like a fucking dirty slut.
Dude, I should really go into drag. Imagine if I had just a little bit of makeup on.
You look like a slut, dude.
Percio asked what my stage name is. What should it be? Or what's your... Do you have a stage name?
The Horny Pony?
Horny Pony? I'm gonna go with... I don't know.
Oh, wait, did you say stage name or email?
Stage name. I don't know what my stage name would be. I feel like I kind of look like... what were those guitar players? The Winters? What's the... Johnny Winter? Is that his name?
Another thing about the woman that was getting the chest compressions, she was a dildo enthusiast and would hide dildos with the fake corpses around the set.
The extra? Why was the extra still on the set after her dumb little scene?
I don't know.
That's creepy.
But imagine moving a body and there's a ginormous black fucking fist.
That's not a dildo. That's a freaking super fist. I think I'm just going to wear this for Halloween, but with, like, makeup. I think I've opened up a whole new part of my life. Maybe. What's that guy's name? Winter? Johnny Winter? No.
Yeah.
The guitar... Is he a guitar player?
The albino?
Yeah.
He is albino, right?
No, he just has white hair.
I thought he had white eyes, too. Or those pink eyes.
I don't think so. I don't understand this cut. Like, that's a very weird... Edgar Winter and Johnny Winter. Yes. Percio. See, that's the problem, is I was like, there's two of them. Why am I thinking Johnny? Because in my head I had Edgar, but then I was like, no, that's not right, it's Johnny. But it was actually both. Thanks, Percio. I know Percio likes music a lot. See him post stuff about music. Oh, it's supposed to come to a V in the front? That wig comes to a V. So do I have it sideways then?
Yeah, no, the other way. Right there. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I just had it on crooked.
Mr. Monkey Jim and the holograms.
Jen is amazing. That's what the song said, right?
Jim?
No, that was Jim. Oh my god.
Gems.
Jim! Truly outrageous. Truly, truly, truly outrageous. Whoa, Jim!
No, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Jim. I have the She-Ra box set. Did you know that? Isn't that weird?
Yes, it
I
is
got it
weird.
for Christmas one year.
Yeah, sure you did. From yourself.
Yeah. Who else gives you gifts? Who else gives you amazing gifts like that? This hair is all in my mouth. It's ridiculous. Why is it blowing around like this? How do women live with it? How do women live with it? How did Johnny and Edgar live with it?
I've only had this wig on for 3 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And I've already wanted to fucking kill myself 4 times. How do the emo kids do their hair like this? It's so depressing. I feel so depressed.
Oh, shit. You feel depressed, and I feel like I should be going out to look for a trick.
It looks like you should be fucking blowing dudes like a circus seal.
Jamie said your hair covers your eyes like curtains of sadness. Oh, man. This is ridiculous. So, anyways, Dan is trying to give this lady chest compressions, and she's obviously dead. Like,
And then
she dead.
giant vibrator shoots out on the last one.
But then the nurse, who is the same actress from the doctor, Dr. Harad. She's the same doctor from the other movie from Beyond. She was also in a couple of his other movies as well. Carol Gordon. And she is telling him good doctors know when to stop. She's dead. And that kind of sets the whole like premise of the movie. Like, good doctors know when to stop, but Herbert West is like just wanting to.
He just wants to keep.
He just wants to bring everything to life. He don't care. He's like, let's just keep bringing shit to life. Well, cut over to his house.
And they're grab-assing.
Yeah, he cut over to Dan's house, and
Megan and Daniel are grab-assing each other.
You meet his girlfriend, Megan, who happens to be the Dean's daughter, Dean Halsey's daughter.
I have to go. If Father knows I'm here.
He still thinks I'm a virgin.
He still thinks I have my ass virginity. But little does he know, Rufus the cat took it. Her cat's name's Rufus.
So they're like making out.
Thank you, good night.
Rufus the cat jumps on them. They're like
foreshadowing, if you will.
Yeah, they're like running around, having fun. All of a sudden there's a knock at the door. And it's Herbert West.
Herbert West standing there. And Daniel's there with his fucking cock and balls hanging out.
Just a creepy looking dude. Like, he just looks creepy.
I'm here about the
apartment. Oh yeah, room for rent.
And he has a note card.
Yeah, and he's just like, they're kind of
ASAP.
She's basically like, don't rent the room to this dude. He's creepy as shit. But he like pulls out the money. And they're like, oh, okay.
Oh, I have the money now.
And then, like, the first thing he asks is, does this house have a basement? And it's like, he's like, wonderful, wonderful, I'll take it. It was really weird. And
I'll move in. My things are out in the car.
Yeah, basically, he moved in, like, right then or something. And, you know, some other shenanigans happen. Fast forward a little bit, and you see, they come home later. What's her name? Megan?
Mm-hmm.
Megan. And Dan come home later. Megan's played by Barbara Crampton, one of the great scream queens of the early 80s, now a horror movie producer.
She always said she didn't give a shit. If they asked her to get naked for a movie, she was like, there has to be a reason why, so I'm going to do it. And she said, she's like, if I'm 85 years old and they're like, Grandma needs to show her titties, Grandma's going to show her titties.
I'm feeling a remake of The Shining. Bathtub scene.
Yeah. Man, that'd be bitching, dude, if she played the
grandma.
The grandma in the bathtub.
The bloated corpse of a grandmother.
Using those fucking flapjacks like nunchucks.
Yeah, it's just like weird. They come home and they're like, they're looking for Rufus the cat. And they're like,
she goes down there.
She starts going,
piss, 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 piss. I can't do that. It comes out piss.
But it was weird. She was doing that for a while, and what does she do? She just goes into Herbert's room. She just goes into
the room and she opens the fridge.
The cat's fucking dead.
You know that was a real dead cat in the fridge.
Cool.
They used a real dead cat in the fridge.
That takes it a little too far.
It died in natural causes, they said.
Are you sure?
A baseball bat.
I was about to say getting hit by a car is natural causes. Like, you're dead.
Baseball bat.
So she freaks out. Herbert comes in.
What are you doing in my room?
Yeah, Dan comes in.
And she's
like
all,
this
Dan.
big crazy it's this big crazy argument, and he's like
its head got stuck in a box or something, and it's
the trash can or something. He's like, I just thought it would be better than you finding it like that. You know, it's just weird.
I mean, they walk away. I would believe it.
Yeah, but later on, there's like, it's nighttime and there's some screaming, and Dan goes downstairs. And,
like, what the fuck is that? It's
and
terrible.
It's like, the cat's fucking alive, attacking Herbert, and Dan hits it with like a baseball bat or something.
He fucking
disembowels that bitch.
Grand slams that bitch against the wall.
Yeah. And like, it
and
was
I love
weird.
it because there's fucking guts on the wall and shit when it falls.
Yeah, and it's
great.
weird. So he's like, I can bring things back to life. And, you know, he like injects the cat again and it comes alive again.
It's all back's all broken. So it's all like shaking. And right when he does that, Megan walks up and again enters the room without knocking.
God, dumb bitch.
Damn, like what do you expect?
But
dude, that fucking hair flip you just did.
Oh yeah,
that shit was hot.
So they the weird thing about this whole thing is what kind of happens next is really weird to me, because Dan is like, I'm gonna tell Dean Halsey that you're doing these experiments, and he's like, well, I'm gonna tell Dean Halsey that you're sleeping with his daughter. And they kind of are at this standoff, and it's this really weird thing where you're like, this is my roommate. I'd be like, get the fuck out of my house, bro. You're not on the lease. That's what I'd say. That'd be me. And and he like does. He goes to tell the dean like, he's doing these weird experiments, and your daughter saw it or whatever. And it's all of a sudden, it's all weird. Like, all of a sudden the dean's just like in a completely different headspace and is like, well, he's expelled and you don't have financial aid anymore. You don't go here anymore. Like, really weird. Like, I don't know why that happened unless you know why. Unless Herbert West had already told him he was sleeping with his daughter or something, but they don't really
seemed like
say.
it because he got pissed off.
I'm taking my wig off.
That thing stopped like 5 minutes ago.
No. I was going to leave it on until I couldn't handle it anymore, but now I can't handle it. Started getting a little hot. So, yeah, it was a weird scene because, like, just out of nowhere, he's kind of like, you're not going to have financial aid anymore, and I don't know why. Like, it doesn't really explain it. Do you understand any of that, or?
No, you're right. He's
just kind of like, but he was just like mad because he told him, he just kind of told him, you're on probation. You're on probation. Double secret probation. And you're not going to get your financial aid anymore. Like, for no reason. Like, just because he came to him telling him that Herbert West is doing experiments. Maybe because he doesn't like fucking snitches. Snitches get stitches demoted. No, get defunded. So, then it's like, all of a sudden, because he gets expelled, he's just like, fuck it. Let's start helping Herbert West do some crazy shit. Which was just like, I don't even... We need something bigger. But why did he do that? Why did he... Because he was in trouble, he was just like, I'm going to go... He's already in trouble. He obviously didn't even like Herbert West. So, all of a sudden, he's like going to help him start reanimating corpses? Like, what's that going to do? They're trying to figure out the serum to become rich, so they don't have to be doctors. But he doesn't seem like he wants to be rich. He seems like he wants to help people. Who, Herbert? No, Dan. No, Herbert West is just crazy. I don't think Herbert West is doing it for the money. I think Herbert West is doing it for the... Because he's a fucking bad scientist? The crazy science. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's just, he just wants to do some craziness. You know, he's just crazy. But, they go down to the morgue and frickin' inject a burn victim body that's, like, I guess the freshest body there. And that bitch goes crazy. He just goes ham. The bodybuilder. Was it the bodybuilder? Yeah, that big bitch. Yeah. He goes ham. He just starts, like, fucking... You know who that was, right? Around. Bruce Banner. Incredible Hulk. Who? It was Arnold Schwarzenegger's body double stuntman. Was it really?
he's used in every Terminator 2, Total Recall. That was him.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So
Massive
he
motherfucker.
starts throwing Herbert West and Dan like all over the place, and then all of a sudden, for whatever weird reason, upstairs is Megan and her dad, the dean, and the dean's like
finds out they're
down there. Like somebody tells him they saw him down there or something. So he goes down there to confront him like, you're expelled. Why are you still at the school? Man, he walks in and this crazy motherfucking zombie throws him 35,000 feet across the room and he's smashed against the wall. Bitch is dead.
They lock him back in the freezer. But that fucking scene where
he just breaks the
door down on the dean and then jumps on it and he fucking pops his fucking cuerno. Right, Mr. Monkey?
And like, so instantly Herbert West is like, let's inject him. He's the freshest body we've ever gotten. And so he comes back to life. But like he's all in the corner shaking and fucked up, and Megan comes down and is like,
what did you do to my dad?
I was just with him. What happened? And
what did you do to my daddy? And that's when it really comes out. She's hillbilly.
Yeah, they're like, this fucking guy went crazy, and we had to kill him with this thing. They like sawed through his back, and then they're like, that was a cool scene when they put the head saw,
the bone saw right through. No, the cast saw. Oh, I guess it would be a bone saw, right?
Yeah.
Because why would they have a cast saw down?
Dude, craziness, man. Like good gore in that scene.
Right through his back and then out of his chest.
Yeah.
Like you can actually see it come out of a hole.
I don't know how that would kill him though if he was already reanimated, because he doesn't. I mean, I guess you just get killed over and over and over when you're reanimated. Like, could they reanimate him again with no heart?
I don't think so.
Because as a reanimated, you still need all your organs to function properly. I mean, at this point, at least.
Right through his corazón. You gotta have a heart, dude, before you can live.
Yeah. So they take that fool and shove him in this weird secret room that's in Dr. Hill's office. He has a padded cell with a one-way mirror on it.
And he's all like, I can help him.
Meanwhile, Dr. Hill, all through the movie, is saying some creepy-ass shit to Megan.
Yeah, he wants to bang her.
He's like, calls her, like, gives a toast to her and says she's beautiful, and everybody falls under her spell. Weird shit, man. He's like a creepy old man. Yeah. So, he gets creepier later.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But, so, Dr. Hill realizes what happened. He knows, like, fuck, Herbert West actually figured some shit out.
Yeah, he's like, motherfucker.
So he goes over to Herbert West's house and he's like, you motherfucker. He sneaks in on him and he's like, I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be rich. He's like he's basically trying to blackmail Herbert West, saying, I know you killed him, so, just hand over the serum to me and I'll be rich. And fucking Herbert West
grabs that
Jack Torrance on him and chops his head off.
Fucking grabs old trusty shovel. That scene where he hits him in the back of the head looked pretty goddamn good.
Dude, he hits him he hits him, chops his head off, like.
And then when they don't actually show it, but you see him go thrustward down, and in the next scene the shovel's like around his throat.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah. It's good.
Good stuff.
But,
and then he slides it and.
Yeah, and so he ends up bringing him back to life as well. But his head.
But it's funny because he keeps putting his head on a tray and it keeps falling like 3 times. Yeah. And then he finally gets a paper.
Yeah,
a receipt holder.
Yeah.
And he sticks it underneath and puts it down. And then he fills the whole thing with blood. The bottom. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Then he injects him with a big ass syringe full of glowy.
Yeah, and it's like really weird. Like he basically, he's the only zombie in the movie that has kind of a real will and can like kind of speak and stuff. And he actually talked about at the beginning, the will is a certain place in the mind, and he was talking about lobotomies and stuff like that. And he had actually already lobotomized the dean for whatever reason. I think just because like he knew if he could keep the dean, like Megan would have to stay with him or something. I don't know. Like it was some weird shit, man. You would think like they'd call an ambulance or something, but no, they just lock him in his office. It's kind of a weird.
It's the only way to do it, man.
Yeah.
You want the chick, you got to lobotomize the dad.
You got to win over the dad to get the chick. So yeah, he comes back alive and gets out of there.
Starts talking to him. He's all.
Oh man.
And then you find out he has mind control.
Well, so that he goes back, he gets out and goes to his office, and he says he goes to the glass on the one-way mirror, and you realize he has some kind of mind control.
There was supposed to be more. It was supposed to be more until they were like, they toned it down. He was supposed to have total mind control on everything. He was supposed to mind control on Megan, like.
Oh well, see, in the story, the way it seems like it played out to me is that he had mind control on him because he used his laser drill and took away his own will, and so then he used his will over him.
But in the original story, he was supposed to be able to control everybody, just the dead bodies.
Because he died?
Just because of the serum. The serum made his brain.
But the serum in him worked better than it did in other people? Like, why did it work better in him than it did in
I think
Megan's
because
dad?
maybe it went straight into his brain. Think about it. Instead of in his body.
Because he stuck it like straight into the brain.
Like straight into the base of the head.
See, I just thought maybe because everything was being whatever made by the reagent, and he was the unlobotomized when he was able to get the other get like the dean and be able to control him.
But whatever reason they cut back on him being able to control everything.
Like from the book. I'll have to read that story. It's weird. I have it.
No, the book is nothing like the movie.
Yeah.
It just, Herbert West comes out and he's a scientist. They made everything else up to make it into a Frankenstein movie.
Oh, okay. So in the book though, is he reanimating things?
I mean, it's called Re-Animator.
But is he using is it?
But as far as like him reanimating a bunch of bodies and shit, I don't think that's. They said only the first half of the book has any.
Well, I'm gonna read it because I have it, so I want to read it just to make sure. It's weird how many times I've seen this movie
and you've never read it,
and I've never read the book.
Dude, his work's so hard to read. I have to, I'll read it and I'm like, fuck. So I read the sentence again.
Because he's all old.
Yeah, he's all fucking. Dost that thou now hither?
He uses words with more than 4 letters in them.
I know.
It's weird. He goes back to the school and he's basically trying to hatch a plan to control everything.
Yeah, and that's weird. Megan, the actual actress, told Stuart Gordon, because how he gets back into the morgue is he uses a dummy anatomy head.
Yeah.
And then Megan actually told Stuart Gordon, why didn't he just use his normal head and put it on it instead of a fake ass? And Stuart Gordon was like, shut up, bitch, I'm directing this.
Because it was funnier.
Yeah, I guess. But then after I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, it kind of makes sense. Why wouldn't he just use...
You put his real head on. If it could hold a fake head, why couldn't it just hold his real head?
And he could actually talk to the...
Yeah.
Instead of it being in a fucking bowling bag or a doctor's bag.
Yeah. And the... It's cool. Like, then he goes down there and he's basically... He wants to control everything. He wants to, have... Megan, he wants to get rid of Herbert. He wants to he thinks he can live like that forever, I guess, and control everything, and he kind of nearly gets away with it.
He starts injecting all the bodies, right, and bringing them back, and he starts
and
controlling them. So he sends him to go get Megan and forces her own dad to get her naked on the table.
Yeah, he tears her down, rips all her clothes
violent,
off.
Like not really violent, but god damn, they show everything. I was like, one story I had is when I was in the hospital for 2 months, and Lyric bought me that DVD player, and she took the DVD Re-Animator, and so I was watching it, and I fucking had that bitch up loud. It was just a little DVD player, but
the little TV one, the little portable one.
Yeah. I'm not even supposed to be here today. Hey Adam. It got so loud in that one scene, and I just kept looking at the door to make sure the nurses weren't coming in to check my vitals, because then they'd be like,
"Are you in here watching porn?"
This motherfucker's watching a fucking gore porn. Like, what the fuck? Is he watching a guy eat out a girl with just his head?
Yeah, so there's a real weird scene where the doctor's body takes the doctor's head and just shoves it between her legs. And it's actually the actual real actor. Like, they put a hole in the table and put his head between her legs, and she was nude. And what did you say? Like, his wife?
He didn't tell his wife about this scene, and she saw the movie
At the premiere.
And she was fucking furious and spit at him. And she was
in front of all the other actors,
how
right?
could you? And they got divorced. They got divorced over that scene. And I was like, that son of a bitch knew what he was doing. He knew. He knew his wife was a fucking prude.
He was probably like, I can do this. I can do this. I want out, but I don't know how to get out. So I'm going to go ahead and do this scene. And if I do this scene and make her watch it in front of everybody without telling her, she'll leave me, and then I'm not the bad guy.
And she'll probably spit on me in front of everybody.
She'll look like the crazy one, because I'm just an actor.
Yeah, that really happened.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Even Stuart Gordon was like, she said, how could you?
That Stuart Gordon said she did that? That's awesome. Yeah.
The shit you do for movies, man.
But yeah, he was like obsessed with her. They had found like a lock of her hair and all these clippings for where she was in the newspaper, like in his desk. It's some weird, crazy stuff. But so Herbert, he's controlling all the zombies, and having like Herbert and Dan are getting the shit beat out of them. And finally, she somehow gets through to her dad. And she's like, help me. And he realizes that's my daughter on the table. And he goes and grabs the head.
That's a fucking awesome part, man.
Yeah, he grabs the head and he's like crushing on it.
And it's funny because it's actually him, but it's like, it's like him standing in front.
Yeah, so he's
all yelling,
pushing on it, and like all the ones that he's brain controlling are all like hurting, and they're like, so they stop what they're doing, and they go and what do they like rip them apart, right? They rip apart.
First, he fucking finally just crushes the fucking head and throws that bitch against the wall.
Yeah.
And that again leaves brains on the wall.
Lots of at this point in the movie, it's just like straight up. I mean, it has been for a little while, but it's like pretty much just been grotesqueness for the last 20 minutes, right? Like the whole last of the movie.
Like they use like real people without limbs.
Yeah, to be like,
and then put burns on them and shit. So that shit looks real. Like,
yeah.
So like, how did they do that? They didn't. He didn't have a fucking arm.
But his idea, Herbert West, is like, I've got an idea, and he's like, overdose, and he goes and he like grabs a bunch of them and starts injecting the body, and the body like
the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor's body, and the doctor like gets all fucking crazy. his intestines start shooting out. Like they're all alive.
It's
now.
cool. He lands against a wall, and then his whole fucking body cavity opens up.
Yeah, man.
And all his guts start climbing out.
Who did the makeup on
I don't know. I didn't even bother to check.
That's crazy. Like that's usually something I look for
I
right
know
away. And it's John Carl Buechler. The same guy that did a bunch Hatchet and From Beyond, Friday the 13th.
That's why that shit was. Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he man, he did really good on this thing, but it's basically the last you see of Herbert West is this intestine grabs him and starts pulling him into this room, and as he's getting pulled in, he throws all his paperwork and is like, take my research, take the, basically, I know I'm about to die, but you should keep it going. And so Dan and Megan are like, okay, they're going to get away. Like, everything's good. And they run to an elevator. Fucking zombie. Grabs Megan by the throat. Kills that bitch. She dead.
Yeah.
She did. And the last thing you see, right before that, they're doing the chest compressions again. You think she's going to come to because he doesn't give up. He never gives up. We know that. Is there going to be a happy ending? She's going to come to? No, she's dead.
Which goes back to the doctor telling him, you need to know when to stop.
Yeah. And the last thing you see in the entire movie is him pulling out one of the syringes and going towards her. And it fades to black and you hear her scream.
No, I like because it's all black. You just see the green liquid and then you just see it go into her neck. But it's pitch black, so. Yeah. And then she screams, "Ay caramba!
Ay caramba, Poppy!" Is that right, Poppy?
Caramba. Yeah. Whatever, man.
Got some of the stuff here. Look.
Oh yeah, that's the shit right there.
So yeah.
The doctor, he was bald in that movie.
No. Dr. Hill?
They shaved his head. And he had to wear a wig.
Why?
Because they didn't have enough money in the budget to do the hair plugs in the head.
Oh, for the dummy?
Yeah, so they used the same wig
on him and the dummy's head.
And the dummy's head, so it would match. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's
yeah. So he's
nuts.
Fucking bald in that.
His shaved head.
Mr. Monkey wasn't looking at her neck. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Barbara Crampton got naked in a lot of stuff back then. What else? What are your favorite parts about this movie?
This whole fucking movie's my favorite part. I don't have any favorite parts. It's all
none of it.
Everything is my favorite part.
I thought you would say Barbara Crampton's boobs.
No. Nah. I think the whole movie. I love the whole movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. This is like literally one of those movies that, ever since the first time I've seen it, I done seen it. Ever since I first seen it, I was like, man, I really, really love this movie. And so I've seen it a lot of times. We've already talked about the entire freaking movie.
So, the scene, or in between scenes, the doctor, David Gill, he's a cigarette smoker. His head was through a fucking wall, through a hole. So, Jeffrey Combs would feed him cigarettes.
Wait, why was his head? Oh, his head was like through tables. And
yeah,
stuff.
So he would feed him cigarettes so he could smoke. I think that's cool.
But that means he was smoking on set, which is illegal.
Whatever, dude. Come on, man.
Man,
And another thing, the security guard, the black security guard, when he leaves to go get coffee, Stuart Gordon said he actually was going to go masturbate.
Ugh.
Don't ask me how Stuart Gordon knew that.
Because he walks away with a porno magazine. He's looking at a porno magazine whenever.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe he was saying just in the movie he was going to do it, not.
I mean, I would hope so.
Well, yeah, that's what I assumed he was actually going to do.
I thought he was
in
gonna.
character.
I thought he was
not in
gonna
real
go get coffee for real.
Oh, yeah, that's messed up.
And the cinematographer who was working on The Greatest Show with David Bowie. David Bowie found out that he was a cinematographer for Re-Animator, and David Bowie literally ran to him and said, "I just heard that you did the cinematography for Re-Animator," and he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "That is my favorite horror movie ever." David Bowie told him that.
That's cool.
And then he died.
Not before putting out Black Star, his last album.
It was terrible.
It wasn't that great.
It was terrible.
But I mean, he did write and record an entire album when he knew he was dying.
Favorite David Bowie movie?
Labyrinth. What's yours?
Man Who Fell to Earth.
Oh, I like the Labyrinth.
Toss it between that and fuck, I can't. Shit. Slipped my mind again. The Magicians?
The Magicians. I'm gonna say my favorite
The Hunger's good.
My favorite David Bowie movie, I'm gonna recant what I said earlier. My favorite David Bowie movie is Zoolander.
That was Ben Affleck.
Nope, David Bowie. He was the judge at the walk-off.
Then who was Ben Affleck?
I don't think Ben Affleck was in that movie.
Oh.
I think that's a different one.
Thinking about the wrong movie.
You're thinking of We Bought a Zoo. I've never seen that, but I assume that's what you're talking about.
Is that the one where the kid is in the boat with the tiger?
Well, they bought a zoo, so probably. No, that's My So-Called Life.
I thought
with
that
Claire
was
Danes.
Chocolat.
No, Chocolat is the one where the little girl has the little red balloon. Everything's in black and white, but she has like a red balloon or something.
Wasn't that My Friend Flicka? 6 Degrees of Separation. Again, back to My Friend Flicka.
We got
what the fuck?
Man, we tie everything together. We know our
Even
shit.
though we're totally fucking wrong about everything. People are out there going, the fuck are these dudes talking about? The fuck, who
you know
the
what
fuck
I did?
Is Flicka?
You know what? Today I put on a movie at the shop while I was working. And I put on not Tales from the Crypt. Oh my god. Not Weird Tales. Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone.
God, that movie sucks so bad.
I don't think it sucks.
What?
Twilight Zone.
No, Twilight Zone's a shit, dude. Okay. I'm talking about Book of Eli.
Oh. So, Twilight Zone...
fucking Bible.
You know that first one? You know that very first one? I started to watch it and I was like, oh, and then I remembered.
Which one was it? I don't even...
The one where the guy's like super racist and they're like dropping the hard R all the time.
And that one's so good because he fucking died in that one.
He died in real life. He died making that. He got decapitated while making
his
that.
His fucking kappa, dude, got decayed.
But him and like two like little kids. Him and one of the kid got decapitated, and then one of the other kids got crushed.
If y'all have never seen the actual footage of that, it is fucking horrific.
I didn't know there was actual footage of it. I've only read about it.
It is the worst.
Because they were filming they were actually filming
a scene. They show them running across in the water, and you see that the Huey helicopter
fall.
No, you see it filming them. All of a sudden, the Huey helicopter goes up, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And then all of a sudden, you just see it spinning, and it fucking comes down, and you see the rotor hit them, and they actually go with the rotor around.
Oh my god!
Like 2 times, and then it stops with them at the bottom. Like they show, it is.
I do not want to see that. I don't like seeing that stuff in real life. But like, yeah,
that's the first time I got an erection.
That's fucked up.
I mean, I was 24.
That's pretty fucked up. But
Thank
yeah,
you. Good night.
that like they actually like they. I can't believe they still put that.
I don't know
show
how
out.
they. I really. Do
It was the
not
last
know,
thing they were filming. It was the very last thing they were.
I don't know how they edited that to make it still work.
I don't think that part's not in the movie.
Yeah, the Vietnamese, where he's in Vietnam.
Yeah,
I mean, not that,
not
but the
helicopter
kids.
part. Because they had filmed everything except the helicopter part. They had already filmed the ending. They had already filmed him hiding in the jungle, like all that stuff. And then that happened like on the very well, obviously the last day of the shoot, but and then I guess all the other directors got really upset because John Landis was like, "Not my fault."
Yeah, he didn't give a shit. But because of that, the kids dying, they wrote whole new laws about when kids can. It was like fucking 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. So now kids can't be on set till after like 10 or some shit like that.
They also there were already laws about how close kids could be to pyrotechnics because it was one of the pyrotechnics. I mean, what they ended up determining is that one of the pyrotechnics messed up the helicopter somehow, like something
it was the
happened
same,
to it.
Pyrotechnic from Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. Dude, it flipped the helicopter over, and that's some crazy stuff. But like my favorite one of all those is the one with the little kid's birthday.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Because that one's just so creepy, and
you've seen the original one, right?
Yeah,
the original one is
because all those are remakes, basically. Joe Dante, John Landis, Steven Spielberg, and who was the other one?
Steven Spielberg wrote him off, dude.
Who? Oh, John Landis.
Wrote him off. Didn't want nothing to do with him. He fucking blacklisted him in Hollywood. That's why he hasn't done anything.
Well, I mean, he should have at least.
He should have at least was like, I'm sorry.
No, he was like, this wasn't my fault. I'm like, dang, well, you're the director. You're the one who had these kids working at 3 a.m.
I think they wrote a book too. Do you remember hearing in the Cursed films?
Oh no, they talked about this in Cursed films?
Yes, it's one of the main ones.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, they show it up to the point where it stops.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, but you can see what's about to happen, and it used to be on YouTube. I don't know if they took it off, but fuck, dude, that shit is bad. Yeah. Those poor kids.
Yeah, well, that's a bummer. This stream went to shit.
Yeah, man, shit happens.
Like 30 people log off.
That's what happens. That's what happens for the love of movies.
So yeah, man, I gotta say, this is one of the movies that you have to watch. If you're a horror fan, I feel like you have to watch this movie.
Have to.
There's so many different editions of it. This one's pretty good, the Millennium Edition. It has a bunch of extras on it, like tons of extras. It's got a whole extra disc full of extras. I didn't get to watch any of them today,
remember buying that, and it came with a pen that looked like the needle.
Wasn't it one of the ones that if you turned it upside down, the green disappeared? Yeah, I remember seeing that. It's cool.
I don't know what the fuck. I had it for a while, man. I don't know what I did with it. Yeah. Son of a... But going through my DVDs this morning, because I could not sleep, and I was still awake like at 8:30 in the morning. So I just started going through my DVDs, and I realized I have the unrated release of The Hills Have Eyes, the one that they put out, the remake.
Yeah. Which one?
The Hills Have Eyes. The remake. Fuck. Early 90s, 92, 93. Jamie, could you look that up?
Who made that? Do you know?
All I know is that
Wes Craven redo it?
I think he was a producer or something.
Okay.
Well, anyway, I have the one.
I've never seen that one. I've only seen the original.
The cover has like a fucked up hand on a girl's face. And I have the one where there was a blood bag on the front.
Oh, yeah.
Full of liquid. But I've had it for so long, the red disappeared. So it's just
It's
clear.
just clear liquid.
It's just clear liquid.
It's like
But it's like
plasma.
it's fucking in mint condition.
That's cool. I remember the first time I saw The Hills Have Eyes. The Hills Have Eyes came out when I was like 5 years old. I remember at my friend Brandon's house.
2006.
Okay. Yeah. I went to my friend Brandon's
What did I
house.
say? Did I say 90s?
1972 or something?
No, I said.
You said the 90s.
Yeah. I meant. I should have said. I meant the early 2000s.
So, I went to my friend Brandon's house, and I wasn't even like, I don't know, 13, 12. I was young. Walked over there, and his parents were about to watch The Hills Have Eyes on VHS. And they were like, do you guys want to watch it? Dude, there was no reason anyone should have let me watch that movie. But they did, so it was cool. It's pretty cool. His dad was cool.
Man, Wes Craven, man, back in the day, he didn't give a fuck.
I know.
And then he started making Scream.
Scream is the good ones. You don't like Friday the 13th. No, you don't like, what's the guy with the glove?
Yeah, but
The glove guy? The
he
pedophile?
should have made it more graphic.
What, Scream? How more graphic could he make it?
I think Scream's like for kids.
What are you talking about? Scream reinvigorated the horror genre.
If you say so. It's coming up, right, for review?
Yeah. You're going to watch... You haven't even watched it in years. You're going to watch it and be like, shit, I forgot how good that movie was.
I haven't seen it since it came out.
I think that...
Because it was so bad.
That is not true. You are...
The best part of that movie is when she opens the door to see who's out in the garage and her fucking nips are saying, hello. You remember that scene?
Yeah. I think the best part of that movie... I thought you were going to say... I think the best part of that movie is when the credits roll. I thought that's what you were going to say.
No, it's not. It's not that bad. It's been a while since I've seen it.
I love that movie.
But I've never seen any of the other ones.
I haven't seen the newest ones. The like 2020 or
Lyric
whatever.
Lyric said they were good.
And then there's a one that's about to come out right now, or maybe just came out. I haven't seen either one of those.
It's Scream Ends.
Scream Ends. Yeah, it comes out on Scream Ends. The end of the face killer. The thing about the Scream series is that it's not the same killer every time. Whereas all these other ones, they're all dressed the same and they're all called Ghostface, yet it's always a different killer. So I think that's pretty good. Versus Friday the 13th, where Jason just keeps coming reanimated and
he keeps
flying in space.
Did you just say he keeps coming?
Keeps coming reanimated. And then...
I think you do an amazing Ghostface voice.
Thanks. I'll do it whenever we get to...
God.
Oh, you want me to do it now?
Yeah.
I can't do it on demand.
Yeah,
it's got to just pop out, man.
Yeah, we'll just wait.
It's got to pop out.
We'll wait for the Scream review.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's what I like about those movies is it's a different... Technically, it's a different killer, but it's still the same killer. You know, they're all copycats, but they're all the same. And then, but versus like Jason or Freddy, who just will not die.
Why? So answer me this.
Wait, you're saying I'm the creepy white guy?
Answer me this question. Like, I've only seen the first Scream.
Mm-hmm.
Are all the killers white?
They're all white face.
No, are they like when you find out who they are?
I can't remember. White adjacent, at least.
Like white race.
Like you and me?
No. Like Aryan Brotherhood white.
I don't want to talk about this.
No, I'm being serious. Are there any?
Chris said yup.
They are. See, why couldn't they throw in a fucking Jorge or a Juan as one of the killers? Why does it always have to be white? I'm so mad at you right now, Doug.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, whatever. See, Jason was white. It's here for Candyman.
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 And Blade.
Blade's not a slasher.
He's a vampire?
Yeah, but he's not a slasher. I'm talking about killers. Killing it.
Straight killing it. Have you seen, you haven't seen Snoop Dogg's Hood of Terror
I
or
think I've
Tales
seen
from the
some
Hood?
of it. I've seen Vampire in the Bronx, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, Vampire in the Bronx.
That was all right, right? What do you think of
You
that
know what
one?
I want to see is that one Vampires versus Brooklyn, or I don't know what. I don't know who it was. Was it? I think it's called Vampires versus the Block or Vampires versus.
Vampires in Brooklyn. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It looks all right. Tales from the
Yeah.
Hood.
Yeah, Tales from the Hood. Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Doggy Dizzle.
Oh man, I think we're done. I'm done. I'm going to sleep.
Vampire in Brooklyn. Hell yeah. People know what Vampire in Brooklyn is.
Brooklyn. Yeah, I want to see that. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you have it?
No. Wait, is that the?
Who
No,
the fuck is
sorry.
Witty?
I was thinking.
Oh, I thought it was Eddie. Chris said Witty.
Woody Murphy.
Witty Murphy.
I was thinking of the new one. Yes, I've seen Vampire in Brooklyn. I haven't seen the new one.
So I heard they're finally making an Attack the Block part 2.
Dude, I was just about to say that.
If you haven't seen Attack the Block, it has the Stormtrooper from
Oh yeah.
episode 8, right? 1, 2, 3.
I don't know if it's a prequel or a post.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Episode 7, I guess.
No, episode. I don't know. The
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
stormtrooper that doesn't want to be a stormtrooper anymore. So
you
he
know what?
becomes
I don't
a good
really,
guy.
I don't really care for Star Wars, but Empire Strikes Back and that one, I can't remember his name. God damn it. Yeah,
well, either way,
he's-
it's good. It's good.
He was a youngster, and it's just about a bunch of English little thugs riding around on their bikes, fucking robbing people. They happen to start robbing people during an alien invasion. And the creatures are cool. Well, they're finally making a part 2,
That's cool.
and I can't wait. And it's going to be with the same guys.
It's so long ago, though. That's so long ago.
So anything you hate about this movie before we stop?
I hate how the doctor is obsessed with her, and it shows kind of like how sexism in the workplace, and I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't think there's anything I hate about it. I definitely don't understand the part where all of a sudden I need to look deeper into that, like why all of a sudden he's fired from or gets defunded from school and Herbert West gets kicked out. I mean, he literally goes to the dean with some serious concerns and he gets kicked out of school for it. So I want to try to figure that out, which I've seen this movie a lot, and every time I see it, I think last time I watched it with Emily, I was like, why did he just kick him out of school? I don't understand. It's like...
You're really pissed off about that, huh?
I just don't get it. It's like one of those weird things where all of a sudden, like, they do something just to change the entire... You know, because that's the point where Dan is like, fuck it, I'll do some bad shit.
All right, you want to fucking inject
Kick me out of school? I'm gonna
inject some highlighter juice into some people and bring them back to life. I'm down.
So I would say I don't like that happened, and I don't like that you told me it was a real cat that they used in the freezer. Other than that,
yeah, PETA would not approve.
Yeah. Other than that, there's really not anything I don't like about this movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
this one's way up there with
the music's really good.
Night of the
on
Creeps.
It. Yeah.
Like Night of the Creeps is one of my favorite 80s, and
Yeah.
this one's way up there.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, I met Jeffrey Combs
Oh, where'd you meet him?
at the Texas Frightmare.
How was that?
Dude, he's fucking really like that. He's just all like, "What's up, guys? What do you got? What do you got for me to sign? What do you got? What do you got there? What do you got there? What's your name, Carlos? Oh man, what's up, Carlos? What did you think of Re-Animator? I thought he was great. I'm such a fucking dude. I don't know what to say to this motherfucker. And he kept flirting with my wife at the time, and I didn't give a shit. I was like, he's just being flirty. It was fun. But he was like, "Do you want a picture with me, honey?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure."
I think Chris has been hitting the sauce.
When doesn't he? The only time he doesn't hit the sauce is when he's asleep.
You know what? He's really upset that we told him he should watch Lord of the Rings.
I know, he calls it Lord of the Dick Rings.
I mean, it's really weird because it's like literally one
There's
of the
some
best
good
movies
gore
ever.
scenes in there too.
There are. They could make them even better.
I know.
They need to let somebody get hold of those things. I wish Peter Jackson would have done one of his early career scenes in those things.
Yeah, so I have this poster signed by Stuart Gordon and Jeffrey Combs.
That's cool.
And it says, what he says, remember when he does that, what does he say?
Doesn't he just scream overdose or something?
Yeah, he wrote on there, overdose.
Yeah.
But he fucking signed it to, I told him I didn't want my
Carlito.
name.
He put Carlito.
No, he put my wife's name and mine.
Ugh.
But I guess I could just go over with black paint, huh?
Yeah. Can you make it say Doug? I bet we can.
Overdose.
Can we like just get some tape and put over it, put Doug to Doug and Carlos?
Yeah, it's framed. It's in my bedroom.
When are we gonna take group pictures?
For what?
Just for our promo pics for the show.
We could dress up like certain. Like I could be Bond and you could be a Bond girl.
Yeah. I can put on one of those wigs.
I can be the doctor. I could be the doctor and you could be Megan.
I just want to be Famke Janssen.
I could be the doctor of the head.
Oh. That's messed up.
That would be fucking great.
That'd be rough.
Be all fucking like the mic right here.
That's messed up. Okay.
On that note,
I think we should get out of here.
what do we got coming up? Oh shit!
what I
Look
was
at that!
about to ask.
Holy shit! Tomorrow, man.
28 days later. It's a
28
good one.
days later.
Then the entity
The N titty.
is your guest coming on?
I
for Street
messaged
Trash?
him. I told him to watch it on YouTube because you can't watch that shit anywhere.
Street Trash is playing right now on YouTube. If anyone has not seen it and wants to see the movie that will make them feel disgusting for at least a week, right?
Yeah.
And not in a like, oh, that was a lot of gore. Like you just feel gross after watching it.
No homeless people were harmed.
In the making of that movie,
Actually, I really don't know. Maybe they
may
were.
have. They may have.
Yeah, you feel.
This is a good week. I feel like this might be one of the best weeks. Like everything on this list, starting with tonight, all the way through Drag Me to Hell. Those are all great movies.
I forgot we're doing Drag Me to Hell.
Yeah,
Fuck,
man.
I love that fucking movie.
That is a great movie. So, on that note, I think we'll see you later.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We
Yeah.
had a blast. Hope you enjoyed us. Just fucking.
Talking.
Later, Mr. Monkey. Have fun at work. Be careful.
Yeah, see you later.
Thank you for listening to us fucking jibber jabber and talk about
Jibber jabber.
horrific things that I like to say. I'll never say sorry because that's what I feel.
You don't feel that. You just have a dark heart.
I do, actually. So, yeah. So, until tomorrow.
Yep. Tune in and talk shit.
Later.